Lillian and Kohaku have the same hair, the same eyes. In space, Lillian wears the same hairstyle as Kohaku and the same bow on her neck. In space, Lillian's hair has a rebellious appearance due to gravity, reminiscent of Kohaku's lioness hair. In one of the manga's illustrations, Lillian wears a belt very similar to the rope that Kohaku wears around her waist. Byakuya, even though he is not Senku's biological father, has a design very similar to his. Byakuya has fun teasing Lillian, and Senku has fun teasing Kohaku.
Why'd you have to go crack up like that? I could have kept the act up longer, you know. I swear.
That was terrible. I just couldn't take any more of that bit. Nobody really talks that way.
I don't believe it. I'm really, truly flying through the sky.
Fun as it is to see our lioness freaking out over this like some kid, you should probably get to work.
Hey, I'm not freaking out. Although I haven't heard a lioness joke in a while, it's still not appreciated.
This'll be the background music for the whole trip.
Please, you don't have to do that. I'd probably die from embarrassment. I was just kidding earlier, I swear.
The thought of an overpowered lion girl like you running around is kind of terrifying.
I am not a lion! And for your information, it's for my sister. Oh, sorry, was that too loud?
Ah, loud enough to pop my eardrums.
Personally?
I'm not enough of a hero to attack a lioness like you, so quit wasting time and get some rest.
Lioness? I am a person with feelings! You might have seemed like a gentleman at first, but you're actually kind of rude, you know that? I'm afraid I might accidentally end up killing. Me feel like...
Oh, sorry about that.
Jeez, you're a stinker, you know? Kohaku! She can't rescue him all by herself!
Always ready to fly into action. Stop Kohaku!
How would we do that? She's the fastest one in the whole village! Nobody's gonna catch her!
Get back here! Right now, lioness!
I'm not a lioness!
Whoa! She stopped!
On Treasure Island, the same scene happens between Byakuya and Lillian and Senku and Kohaku, but in opposite ways. In the past, Lillian is sad and Byakuya notices it. In the future, Senku is sad and Kohaku notices it. Byakuya goes to Lillian to console her. Kohaku goes to Senku to console him.
What brings you here?
Just an early morning stroll. You know, the same reason as you.
Lillian tells Byakuya how she feels even though he didn't ask anything.
Sorry. I just feel so defeated. The music composed by so many geniuses over thousands of years. Mozart, the Beatles, all of them. It's just now hitting me that we're gonna lose every piece.
Senku tells Kohaku how he feels even though she didn't ask anything.
Thousands of years ago, Byakuya and his fellow astronauts came down from outer space and into a new, empty world where they started over, at the very spot we're standing. They've long since gone. Nothing's left of them, aside from a few shards of stone.
Byakuya shows Lillian she was wrong.
No, we won't. We'll undo the petrification someday. Humanity isn't over. Because, if nothing else, I know that Senku is still alive.
Kohaku shows Senku he was wrong.
That isn't true. Everyone alive is doomed to die. Someday we'll all return to dust. But our hopes and dreams are passed down and refined. That ties us to the future, even in death. Didn't humanity call that whole process science? You taught me, so you should know.
Lillian agrees with Byakuya.
Yeah, I'm sure that he is. He's your son, after all.
Senku agrees with Kohaku.
Am I right?
10 billion points. We'll fly farther than they ever did, all the way to the moon, and become astronauts ourselves.
Byakuya continues his speech.
I mean, We aren't related by blood, but he's my kid. And plus, he's 10 billion times the man I'll ever be. He'd be like, giving up is the least logical course of action, or something. He wouldn't let some rocks do him in. Maybe we won't live to see it ourselves, but him, he'll figure it out. He'll save everyone, all 7 billion people on Earth.
Kohaku continues his speech.
You said nothing's left of your father's team, but there is. They left the whole world for us to inherit. This place really lived up to the name, Treasure Island.
The scene between Byakuya and Lillian takes place at sunset. The scene between Senku and Kohaku takes place at sunrise. Both scenes take place on the same island with the characters looking out to sea. Lillian goes to space with Byakuya when the petrification problem begins. Kohaku goes to space with Senku when the petrification problem ends. Two couples close to Byakuya and Lillian are canonical. Two couples close to Senku and Kohaku are canonical. It is understood that Byakuya and Lillian got together. The 3 first children are from each female astronaut. So it's also implied that Senku and Kohaku are also together. In the extra chapters, the following scenes take place. First, Kohaku claims to be Senku's partner in the same scene where she clearly flirts with him. They swim holding hands. And then there's a scene where they look at each other like that. If you remember any other parallels that weren't mentioned in the video, please leave them in the comments.